Today, Donald Trump wrote, "I'm winning a war by a lot. Things are going very well." Let's check in with Congressman Adam Smith of Washington State. He's the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman Smith, you are as well positioned as anyone in the Congress to know what's happening in this war with your jurisdiction over the Defense Department. Do you agree with Donald Trump's statement that he's winning a war, things are going very well?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the statements are nonspecific as to be meaningless. I'm winning a war by a lot. I'm sorry, Mr. President, it's not a baseball game. You can't really keep score in that way. And clearly, we have not achieved the objectives that we wanted to achieve, and we've taken a huge step back in one area that wasn't a problem before he started the war. Iran has not given up their nuclear program. They've not given up their ballistic missile program. They've not given up their support for terrorist groups. And now they are holding the Strait of Hormuz hostage, which they weren't before. And there's no plausible path forward for us to change any of those things right now. Yes, we have blown up a lot of missiles. We've blown up a lot of missile launchers. But every military expert that I talked to over the course of the last 15 years said that was the problem. You can blow up a lot of things and do a lot of damage to Iran without achieving any meaningfully strategic objective, which is why starting the war was such a bad idea. And that doesn't even factor in the costs of this war. There are 13 service members killed, hundreds more wounded, thousands of civilians killed. The global economy is in crisis because of this war. Gas prices up by over $1, fertilizer hard to come by. So the costs are high, and we have not yet realized the benefits that would make this meaningful. So no, even with his rather awkward phrasing, I don't agree that we are winning this war at this moment.
He's also promised a better deal than the one John Kerry negotiated for President Obama. Does that seem possible?
It seems highly unlikely at this moment. Now, part of the problem here is we don't know exactly what's going on. I mean, two big reasons for that. One, you outlined brilliantly with Rachel, and I can't do better than the analogies you used. That President Trump, you can't believe a thing he says. So it's hard to track what's going on because he goes in radically different directions. And you know that he's just making it up at least 75% of the time. And then in Iran, and this is a crucial part, who are we negotiating with? Who's running Iran? It's hard to tell. The reporting seems to suggest that the hardline IRGC has consolidated their power, but you do still have a president and members of parliament who are perhaps a little bit more willing to cut a deal. But every time you have any hope of getting close to that, President Trump undercuts it by basically doing a juvenile victory dance that undermines the credibility of anybody, if there is anyone in Iran, trying to get to a reasonable place, and just boosts the hardliners. When you threaten the war crimes that you describe, when you threaten the erasure of a civilization, that's going to boost the hardliners who say we have to stand up to this guy. So not only is what Trump is saying, impossible to believe just because he makes so much of it up, it's undermining our ability to get any kind of deal at this point.
Congressman Adam Smith, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Lawrence.